Hey everybody, and popping in here as always to start the week by first saying thank you to all of you really for listening, and especially to our heroes of Edera for taking it a step further and putting your money where your mouth is and supporting us, and taking ownership of the Seventh Valkyrie series. Without you guys, the whole thing wouldn't exist. So really, really appreciate what you guys do. And with that, on into another episode of TABTA. Hello, everybody, and welcome to TABTA, the adventure behind the adventure of the Seventh Valkyrie, where we also detail, in addition to this epic fantasy adventure, the journey of one man from total obscurity to potentially 7 seasons in a movie. And I really do dream about that one day. Like I really, barring asteroid strike or my untimely death, I do aim to finish this all out, and I'd love to see this interpreted by someone else, in a different medium. I have a long-term plan for how this will become an ultimate mega media franchise that empowers artists to blah 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 blah. But in the meantime, I'm just on this journey to 7 seasons in a movie, and we're at TABTA 20 now, guys. This is huge. Well, it's not necessarily that huge. I've done 35 to 37 episodes in other forms of the podcast, other forms of the show, but I wanted to kind of take a look back. We've come a long way. There was, and you guys have been been alongside it, listening to episodes, keeping it rolling. And behind the scenes, it's been really interesting how many seismic shifts in my life have gone on over the course of the past 20 days. Emotionally, with work, with, how I approach things, with how I stay hungry and stay driven while at the same time making sure that you appreciate life for all that it's worth. It's an interesting balance of things. And it's just really great to be able to share that all with you. I hope one day we can all look back on these tabs as kind of this interesting journal of how the adventure evolved, how things came and went. We've seen a little bit of the audience growing. I'm starting to get a little bit of recognition. I got my first cold email from somebody yesterday being like, "Hey, would you like to buy our service?" And I was like, "Oh my God, you even found me. That's amazing." So that's exciting. And it is weird because I know that I've got an audience of a pretty solid, reliable group of people who I know are listening. Hello, you are one of those people. And I don't know. Sometimes I forget. I don't know. I don't want to focus on the flaws. But I don't forget necessarily. It's hard. It's when you're writing and you're writing and you're writing, and it's a very solitary journey. This is. It's an experience of. I do feel y'all's support every time you guys listen, every time you guys subscribe. That drives me. But ultimately, I don't get to meet you. I don't get to shake your hand. I don't get to hug you like I do my friends. I don't get to go on adventures and laugh and have a beer with you. But I do get to share these little moments every week to connect with you guys, and I want to make sure that I continue to make that important. It is not just the journey of, me writing my journal and talking to the void. This is my way to connect with you guys outside of all the voices and the characters. I think this week, Lightfoot Waltz Part 2 came out. I really loved that chapter. I really loved the whole chapter in general, but part 1 and part 2, I'm finally getting to see a lot of these stories start to converge. One of the cool things is that, in writing your own story and having your own patience, is that you get to take time. You get to give things room to breathe. And, obviously some people might be going, "Oh, this is taking a long time to develop." And other people might be like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy that after all this buildup, we finally got to see these two characters' stories intersect." We've seen that a little bit before when Val finally arrived in Marine, and he and BC had a brief kind of stare down. But it's cool to continue seeing how these characters will interact, because they're at this point I've known Cyrus, Val, BC, and Zale longer than most of my friends. And so they're kind of they've become their own people in a lot of ways. And so finally getting to see them meet, on the page and getting to bring that to life with my voice is a really spectacular, rewarding thing for me too, because I get to finally see these people like interacting and engaging with each other and getting to see how they play off of each other, because most of the times I don't even know how it's going to happen. Anyway, so just wanted to give you guys a little taste of what's going on in my head as we're kind of continuing this journey. We've got episodes, we've got probably another 15 weeks of episodes in the pipeline in addition to the ones that are already scheduled. Heroes of Edera, working hard with you guys to get you content. You guys have been a huge source of support, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting what you pay for. So anyway, try to keep these under 7 minutes because it's Monday morning and nobody has time to listen to an epic thing. That's why we put our podcast out on Friday. But love you guys very much. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And yeah, I hope that you guys continue, enjoy this moment that I get to share with you guys, because I sure do. Whoever you are out there listening, I'm glad that you are there to bear witness to this amazing story. I call it amazing. I think it's amazing, but and who knows whether I mean that, whether my own journey or the journey of Cyrus and them. But anyway, love you guys. Have a great, great week, and stay tuned for another episode on Friday.